KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast. It's me, Brett Steele, and I am here, as always, with Jonathan Detroit Haynes. What's going on, man?
Yo, what up, guys? How's it going?
What's up? Also joining us, as always, Mr. Phil Bruxy. Phil, how's it going?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Good. I like that intro. I feel like I brought it there. It's different. Had a different vibe. I liked it. So we'll start off this week with a pat on the back for the radio.
You always bring it.
It was different. I had a different inflection.
Too excited.
It felt
too
good.
Excited about everything.
You know why I'm excited?
Why is that?
The Atlanta Falcons are in the win column.
That's not a good thing when they're 0-5 or they're 0-4.
1-5, and I'm just now saying I did not realize this, that we score. This can't happen often, where we score 10 points each quarter. So we end up with 40. I mean, how often does that happen where the team scores the same number, unless it's a 0 each quarter?
Screw your Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes.
I don't know how I feel about that, because the Jets are so terrible. And I have a feeling he might stay. He might stay in school if it's the Jets.
He might pull, was it Eli, and just refuse to play for the team?
Or Elway.
Yeah, force a trade.
But see, they talk about this. Eli had the family name, which I don't know how much NFL teams were given the Mannings. I guess. And then Elway had baseball that he could threaten with. So I don't know what Lawrence could.
Does Lawrence
just say
baseball?
I'm not going to do it?
I don't think it does. I don't know.
I wouldn't do it if I could avoid it.
I don't know.
I have to see. Obviously, Gase has to be gone, and I also have to see who Brent comes in. I do like this new GM though. Getting rid of Le'Veon Bell. I know it doesn't. I mean, it makes sense for where that team's at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't need that running back on that team. Okay, so we didn't have any Thursday night football.
That sucked.
So it did suck. We traded our souls for Tuesday and didn't have any Thursday night. So we'll start off. Matt Ryan, NFC Player of the Week.
My fantasy quarterback.
You what? That's my quarterback. It's my teammate. So obviously, what?
Did Motown? Oh wait, are they playing in Atlanta? Or are they in Detroit this week?
It has to be in Atlanta, right? Because it was in Detroit with the goal line stop in the 10-second runoff.
Well,
yeah, we're in Atlanta because of the gradient jerseys.
Oh, okay. Well, don't expect a big game against that powerful Lions defense, man.
Boys, the red face the black. Oh my goodness. We'll see how it looks. I don't know. I'm nervous. I think it's gonna be a fun game. Lions and Falcons.
It'll be high scoring.
It'll be high scoring. It'll be hopefully a shootout and good times.
Swift this week.
Is what?
DeAndre Swift looked pretty good this week for the Lions.
He did look pretty good. It was the Jags, but those are the games you have to win, and you won it convincingly. I mean, 34-16. Swift, like we said, 116 and 2. I don't know what to make of the Jags. I mean, I guess they're
terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're. But I mean, is Minshew is that can't be long term? I don't think, right?
Yeah, they're going to move on from him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's okay, but maybe not long term though.
Because they have some sneaky weapons: Keelan Cole, DJ Chark, and James Robinson has looked strong. Okay, when we look at this, to me, the game of the week with the 1 o'clock at the 1 o'clocks, Texans and Titans was amazing.
Yeah, that was a crazy game.
Absolutely insane game. Deshaun Watson finally comes back to being the Watson that we've come to know. Tannehill, 366 and 4, insane, dude. That's the number one exhibit A against Adam Gase is Ryan Tannehill's progress.
Yeah, that's some. I never thought Tannehill light up the league the way he is.
It's
Adam Gase is just terrible for quarterbacks. I mean, they just become the worst quarterback in the league.
Why does it
5 minutes? we're like 5 minutes in, and we've been hammering Adam Gase
I
already.
can't
for
look
like,
at Tannehill's numbers
mean-
and not see Adam Gase.
Yeah. Let's talk about Derrick Henry, though. I mean, he went
Let's
off
talk
again.
about Derrick Henry. Derrick
Over
Henry.
200 yards, a game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, I'm gonna need him not to do that this week, though. So
He probably won't, but he's got a good matchup, I think, this week. So
I don't see how you stop the direct snap to Derrick Henry inside the 2.
yeah, when they went to that, I thought the Texans should have called timeout because they looked like
do
they were.
what?
They should have called timeout there on that last play.
And hope the Titans change their mind?
Well, yeah, you could have been prepared better for it.
Yeah, I just don't know what the I mean, obviously there's a defense to stop it. You know, you can get a push on the line. Yeah, but I just I don't know how successful somebody's going to be.
But they would have stopped them, but they just looked like they didn't know what to do.
They did. You're right.
he's just so big, though. I mean, like, how do you stop that?
I mean, yeah, that's like if I was running full speed at Brett. I mean, is he going to tackle me? No.
Definitely tackle him. I saw somebody had a picture of a tractor on the Titans field, like it was like cleaning up the field after the game, because that's a grass field. And somebody as a meme, it was like Derrick Henry getting in reps even after his big win. Tractor Cito. Look at this. Bengals blow a lead against the Colts. But this lead blowing stuff, they did this to the Lions all the time. When you're up 21-0 like the second quarter and the team comes back, that's not saying, oh my God, they blew a lead. And I'm an expert in blowing leads. And I don't, you know what I mean? That always bothers me.
Yeah, I mean, like when the Lions went up 14-0 in the first 5 minutes a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
that's not, what are we doing? That's not a blown lead. The big shocker of the I guess it was the biggest shocker because it did ruin my parlay for the day. The Bengals, or it's not the Bengals, the Broncos beat the Patriots 18-12. Do we think that this is a factor of the Patriots not being able to practice all week? Being out of rhythm.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't
Belichick
know.
still has his teams prepared usually. You know what I mean?
You know?
And it was the Broncos. It's not
Yeah.
like they were Chiefs.
Cam is somehow in the same situation he's in Carolina where he has no weapons.
I tell you what, they are not even using Edelman at all.
I think he might be washed.
Yeah. Either he's done something that they fell out of favor or he's just old and can't do it anymore. But, man, he's just not getting any catches or anything. They're not even looking at him.
He had that big game. What was it, week 2?
Yeah.
And it's like
Yep.
that was his last gasp.
Yep.
So I don't know. Drew Lock still. I mean, it's the Belichick, and it's the first game back. It's Belichick's defense, but I'm getting nervous for my Drew Lock going to be a stud prediction.
Yeah.
I drafted Jerry Jeudy on that premise. That Drew Lock was going to be a stud. The Giants beat the Washington football team because the Washington football team goes for 2 in the win. I do like that call in that situation because you're 1-4 at the time.
Yeah, I like it too.
All right, so Washington football team, I saw this. They're keeping the name for another year. I don't know what the point is. What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I love the color, and I just lost myself. There we go. I love it. Like I said, I love the colors, hate the team.
I do love the
Yeah.
collars. I love that color
I mean-
combo. What would you go with? What would be your team name?
What were they talking about? There was a good name they had.
I have
for a
one
while
that I
were
think
talking
they
about.
should do.
I don't
I
mind the
can't
red,
remember.
The Red
The
what?
what?
the red tails.
Red Tails isn't bad. I like the
I
Red
like the Red Wolves. Yeah,
Red
Red
Wolves.
Wolves. That's
You
what I
get the
like.
wolf
yeah.
pack. You get the howling noise. PFT
That'd be
was
good,
talking
yeah.
about you could do a stat with what their record is on a full moon.
I've heard the pig skins ties in.
That's not
I
bad.
like that.
Yeah, you have PETA on you. And then there is no pro team named after dogs. I don't believe.
Really?
Yeah, so that would work. The Red Wolves.
Yeah, I like it. That's my.
Timberwolves. There's one. I heard that stat. I heard that tidbit, and it's not true. Timberwolves. Anyway, look at these other games. It was kind of a boring day. The Eagles almost come back on the Ravens. Carson Wentz has no one to throw to. The Ravens don't look like the Ravens yet. Marquise Brown, what are your thoughts?
Don't
I don't
have
have
much.
any.
Yeah, I thought that he was. I mean, he's supposed to be taking it to the next. So
Yeah, he's pretty much a home run play. That's all it really is, honestly.
Deep threat.
okay, so Bears go to 5-1, beat the Panthers in Carolina. Do we buy into the Bears at all as a legit?
No.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Sneak in and make the playoffs because, I mean, they're already at 5-1, but I just don't think they're a contender.
They're going to take my Lions
No.
spot in the playoffs, where I had the Lions going at like 10-6 and getting in.
It still aggravates me. The Lions should be 3-2.
Hey, buddy, we're two horrible blown leads from being 3-3 ourselves. This could have been a marquee game, the 3-2 Lions and the 3-3 Falcons.
It is
awesome.
a game.
It is. It is a marquee game. That's right. Thank you for correcting me.
All right, let's move on to the real game of the week.
Okay, so the real game of the week: Dolphins-Jets. Dolphins blow out the Jets.
Nah.
Real quick though, Fitzpatrick gets benched. What do we think?
How you gonna bench him right now? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is kind of dumb.
I've heard
Yeah.
both sides. It doesn't make sense to bench them with how they're playing. They're definitely in the running, but now I do think their plan was always to do this, and they just stayed with it.
You're only one game behind in first place.
But now you get to see Tua play meaningful games. That's something.
Yeah, but what if he's not good early on? You're gonna miss the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't know, because you see Herbert doing well. You see Joe Burrow doing well.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. Pretty interesting. Okay, the real big game here: the Packers and the Bucks. The Bucks put it on the Packers. It looked like it was going to be Packers early. Looked like they were rolling. A pick six, a thrust, and a pick six later, and it's downhill for the Packers, and they don't recover. I'll let you two talk about this.
Oh, I absolutely loved it. Aaron Smug Rogers, after he makes that touchdown, doing the little thrust. Ugh. I get so sick every year we hear about Aaron Rodgers, the most talented quarterback of all time. Whatever. Win some. Gosh.
But I feel like behind the scenes you admit that he's a really good quarterback. Though.
No, he is. He really is a good quarterback.
We're doing different. Yeah.
I do think he's good.
Well, obviously, yeah.
But I don't know. People fall in love with the strong arm and the running. You know, he can make the throw as he runs. But you know what? There's more to quarterbacking than just those things. You got to set your team up, read the defense. Which is what the GOAT does.
Oh, okay. His numbers were not good.
Brady is a GOAT, though. I'll admit that.
I can't.
You have to.
Yeah, okay. It's the same thing. He gets mashed because they didn't really need him, but 166 yards.
No,
he's like 43 years old.
Yeah, he's not the same quarterback, but he had some really nice throws in that game.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not.
Are you ready for my stat of the week?
I'm not saying Brady's better than Ryan.
Well, no, right, obviously. Stat of the week. I did not know this. Aaron Rodgers has only won 47% of the games that he trailed in at all.
Yeah, I've seen some. There was a stat a few years where he had a losing record on the road. I think that's changed for the last year or two.
Yeah, I remember that one coming around. But yeah, I mean, he could be down 3-0 and he loses more games than he wins. By a small margin, but I mean that's pretty wild. I don't remember. That was like Jared Goff-esque, the wheels falling off after one pick six like that.
Yeah, he did. His defense, though, that organization has not surrounded him with weapons.
No,
all right,
don't get me started on that.
I think we could do this now because it's gonna waste. It's gonna. I don't know how long this will go, but this is always been my thing. I used to catch so much crap for calling Aaron Rodgers overrated, and then I amended it, right? Because I don't think Aaron Rodgers is overrated. Sorry, Phil. I think the Packers organization is probably the most overrated organization in professional sports. You luck into two Hall of Fame all-time quarterbacks back to back. Detroit can tell me about Bart Starr's days because I wasn't there. But you luck into two Hall of Fame all-time quarterbacks, and you only get 2 Super Bowls out of it.
Let me ask you this: to change the sport, would you say that the Braves are the most overrated baseball organization?
No, because I don't think the Braves are that highly rated.
I feel like they are. They're winning 11 division titles in a row and only one World Series.
but they're known for
Yeah.
that. They're known for losing.
That's true.
I
Okay.
mean, that's not even like a Braves slight, but you know what I mean. They're known for. They're almost like a Bills without a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Not that's too drastic. They didn't go to like 11 World Series or 4 World Series or anything like that. But yeah, it's like
Yeah.
winning a lot, but then not closing it out is different than I don't know. Just the Packers. If you really break it down, 2 Super Bowls with 2 transcendent talents. We talk about this. Me and my buddy got in a heated argument about this. Heated argument. You know, who's the most wasted career in the NFL? And a lot of people say Matt Stafford comes to mind. Matt Ryan and especially Julio comes to mind. A lot of people talk about Julio and their wasted careers. I said a sneaky one that I would pick. It sounds crazy to say. I would put Aaron Rodgers up there. If he is what he is, this transcendent talent, you only got 1 Super Bowl out of the guy.
Bro, real quick, I have some notes. I think I was going to bring this up on one of our earlier podcasts, but it's about the Packers. They haven't taken a skill position player in the first round since Aaron Rodgers was drafted.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane. Like, they've taken guys. There's some guys they've passed on. Vernon Davis, Santonio Holmes, he's okay. MJD, LaShawn McCoy, Des Bryant, Golden Tate, Doug Martin, DeAndre Hopkins was pick 27 in 2013. The next pick, they took Dante Jones. They took Dante Jones before.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins. So I mean,
I'm
they've missed
saying.
on a lot of guys.
I mean, the Packers they get protected a lot by these Hall of Fame like revolutionary talent quarterbacks. You have Favre, you have Rodgers, and you had Bart Starr back in the day. But they the trophy's named after their coach, and I don't know. I think if you really peel back the curtain, I don't know, underachieving at least. I know it's crazy to say you win a Super Bowl and you underachieved, but he's got 1. And it is hard just to get to 1. But let me put it like this, because this is how I phrased it. Pat Mahomes doesn't win another Super Bowl. What do you think about his career? You're kind of like,
well,
that's awesome, but
and that's a good point because Rodgers has played in the NFC. It's not like he was in the AFC going against Brady and Manning all the time. He didn't have to beat them to get to the Super Bowl. So
he has an issue with when he gets to the good team getting waxed. Like last year with the Niners. I hate to always do this somehow. The Falcons in 2016, that playoffs, remember that? They got destroyed. I don't even know what I was like sat there in shock the whole time.
The Niners smacked them around a couple times in the playoffs.
Yeah, they did. Oh, they did it last year during the regular season. You're right. That was on I think Monday night, either Thursday night or Monday Night Football. One of the primetime games, Sunday, Thursday, whatever. But yeah, so that's interesting because that's kind of scary. You beat up on these bad teams, and then you run into a team like the Bucks, who, I mean, the Bucks have played well, but they did just lose to the Bears, and then
I mean they're going to win the Super Bowl though, so the Bucks are going to win the Super Bowl.
I'm much more confident in my Cowboys Super Bowl pick, Phil. Well,
you're kidding, right? You're kidding, right?
What's up?
They look like trash.
Yeah, we can segue into that.
Yeah.
I don't put that much on Dalton in this game.
No.
He couldn't do anything.
They're just a bad team.
They have us out there blocking for them right now. They have players that should not be in the league right now playing offensive line for the Dallas Cowboys. How hurt they are. Which every team has injuries. I hate this year where we talk about injuries all the time. Every team is decimated. The Falcons' defense was decimated at the beginning of the year when they were getting destroyed. Cowboys decimated right now. The Niners, another team, decimated. So it's all over the league right now with how crazy this season is. So I don't know.
The crazy thing is, though, is like the skill position players for the Cowboys are probably some of the best in the league. Like, and even
as long as those 3 wide receivers are healthy, they're in games. Supposed to be.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rams and Niners. The Niners do bounce back and get a win here. This would have been bad if they lost this one. But, I mean, they weren't favored or anything. So, a quality win for Jimmy G in the bunch.
Yeah. I don't know. To be honest.
I think that they are game planning to not let Jimmy G have to make a lot of tough throws or a lot of tough decisions to get the ball out quick.
I mean, they got crushed by the Dolphins. Then again, it's a division game. A lot of times, those
tend to be closer.
Yeah, it's going to be closer.
And then finally, to wrap up the NFL review, Chiefs and Bills. Josh Allen's had back-to-back questionable games. The weather was awful, and I think when you have a cannon like he does and not the most accurate, the weather, when it's like that, makes it that much worse.
Yeah, that was not a good game. I thought it was going to be better than what it was.
No.
Yeah.
Chiefs running game ridiculous.
Yeah, it's going to get even more ridiculous with Bell.
I'm curious what y'all think.
Yeah, hopefully he
his role's
doesn't get that
gonna
many
be.
carries.
What do you think
I'm
his
hoping
role's
it's-
going to be?
I hope it's limited, to be honest.
You think it's third down passing back?
I can see him 30% of the carries.
But you cut out how much?
About 30%.
Well, that's the third down passing back. Oh, of the carries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, of the carries, not the okay. I
I
think
can
it
live
might
with that,
wide
probably.
receiver a decent amount.
Yeah.
One second for that. Okay, so anything else? I think that's all I had. Baker's terrible. Let's go ahead and throw that out real quick. I think he was hurt, but he is garbage. I just wanted to reiterate that. Does any
Kirk Cousins is garbage, too.
Kirk Cousins is an average quarterback.
Get the weekly
As
Kirk
I've
Cousins
said, he's an
garbage
average
in.
quarterback. Some days you have good games, some days you have terrible games. It happens, and then you fall in the middle where you're average, as I said.
not
Justin
average.
Jefferson was pretty remarkable, though. All right, anything else for the week, the NFL review?
No, not really.
No,
Okay.
I don't have anything.
Detroit, our favorite segment of the week.
Woo!
What do we have this week, buddy?
Well, this week, boys, we're going to do a little power rankings of, there's a little catch, power rankings, the top 5 most annoying fan bases. Now, we all know we're going to do our divisions, so you can only take 2. So you got to leave one of your division rivals out. So for me and Phil, that's the NFC North. Brett, that's the South for you. So that's going to be this week's subject. And I guess I'll go ahead and start while you guys make your list.
Yeah.
Number 5, and I actually like this team, always have as a kid, and that is America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Now, we have a bunch of Cowboys fanatics in our league, and they're just annoying. They live off those Super Bowls from the 90s. Not all Cowboys fans are like that, but a lot of them are. Number 4, I have to go to my NFC North and the Chicago Bears. Gosh, I hate this franchise. The Bears. So annoying. Yeah, you too, Big Cat. You're annoying too with your love affair with the Bears. Anyways, number 3. You know how I feel about this team. Those pesky people from Boston, the New England Patriots. What an annoying fan base. Good grief, we get it. You won 6 Super Bowls with Tom Brady. Whatever. Go eat some chowder. Whatever. Number 2, I'm looking at you, Phil. You and your
Knew that was coming.
Green Bay Packers. The most annoying thing I ever did was go to a Lions game and some stupid idiot sat in front of me with a stupid cheese head on. So, of course, you know me. I had to say something, and he took it off. It's just so annoying. What? Let's put a hat on our head that looks like cheese. Is that not the dumbest thing you've ever heard of? Oh, man. What are we going to do for Detroit? We're going to put a old Model T hat on my head? I mean, come on. Anyway.
That would be pretty cool, honestly. I mean, you should try that.
All right. I mean, maybe I should.
Yeah.
I lose you?
For me, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Gosh, I can't stand this franchise. And especially when I moved here to West Virginia. Steelers fans drives me nuts. Another thing that drives me nuts, they're mostly Cincinnati Reds fans too. Why not be a Pittsburgh Pirates fan? Anyways, the other fans are so annoying. And they have a huge, and I'm sorry, they have a huge – no, I'm not even going to say it. I don't want to get in trouble. But they have a lot of Steeler fans that don't even know who half the players are on the team. Let's just put it that way. And they like to walk around with their Steeler gear. Yeah, the steel curtain. Yeah, whatever. I say that, and I have like 3 Steelers on my dynasty team. But anyways, that is the most annoying fan base. Always has been since the 70s. And go to you, Phil.
All right, let's see. Number 5, I got to go with the Detroit Lions.
How can that?
I feel like
We're
the
terrible.
nickname for the Lions should be like the lovable losers or something. They're always expecting like to win for like a week, and then after that, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna suck the rest of the season." Unless you're somebody else in our league, then you think they're gonna win every game. I won't mention any names. Number 4, I also got to go with the Patriots. They just win too much, so of course they're just like cocky. People from Boston, I probably shouldn't say something, but they're cocky normally, anyways, aren't they? Like Mark Wahlberg and guys like that. I'm gonna get beat up by Mark Wahlberg.
Affleck.
Ben Affleck, yeah. Number 3, this is another terrible team. I don't know why I put them, but I have the Browns. Like I know some Browns fans, and they always expect to like make the playoffs or at least or something. Like they always think they're gonna have a good year. I don't know. I just put them up there because they're never good, but they always think they're gonna be. Number 2, I have the Steelers as well. I think what makes it annoying for me is I'm a Mountaineer fan, and a lot of Mountaineer fans like the Steelers, which is you can't do that. That's like ridiculous.
Yeah, and I'm saying, you know what, Pitt and all that kind of crap. Yeah, I get it.
I mean, I feel like the Pirates are okay. I think you can like the Pirates, but you cross the line with the Steelers, I think.
Yeah.
And then number 1, America's team, the Cowboys. They're not America's team. Just get over it. They're not America's team. Sorry. Move on from it.
Is there anybody in our league that is an annoying Cowboys fan, Phil? I'm putting you on the spot.
I mean, people in our league aren't necessarily annoying, but like they're just considered America's team, but I don't think they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Like, I get it.
I don't know. I just don't feel like their fan base is as big as they think.
Ready?
That's what I got.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5, I have the San Francisco 49ers fans. For some reason, Niners fans love to tell you about how popular their team is and how unpopular your team is. Seems like a common thread. I didn't pick my team based on popularity. Sorry, guys. Number 4 is the Steelers. They whine so much on Twitter. It's ridiculous all the time about the refs not getting them calls. Guys, my team just lost the game by staring at a football on the ground and not picking it up. I don't care that you got called for a holding and you should have went up 28 to 7 instead of 28 to 14. I don't care about that. Patriots fans are all the time annoying. I'm hoping that they are going to finally fade to the back where they were in my childhood before Brady came along. Cowboys fans are annoying to me just because of the fact that they always like another team in another sport, not from Dallas. So just perfect Monday night with the guy with the Yankees mask on, watching his Cowboys get destroyed. That you could not make a better meme than that. And finally, of course, the New Orleans Saints fans are terrible. I don't know how that didn't make either of your lists. Houday and all that.
I do hate that chant.
Oh, my gosh. Saints fans are some of the worst people on the planet. I'll just say that.
I mean, right. I felt bad for the Saints, so, you know.
Why?
When they finally won a Super Bowl. Because they were horrible.
Yeah.
And like what happened with the hurricane and everything.
Oh, my gosh. There we go. I'm going to get in trouble, so I'm going to move on. There you go. There's my 5.
How'd you like that? Good one?
Pretty good. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a little bit different. Okay, so is there anything else before we move into the KDFL side?
Not that I can think of. Yeah, actually, I'm a little disappointed with our listeners. We didn't get any texts this week. I don't think we got any calls.
We didn't get anybody wanting to be a guest picker.
Yeah. Feedback on our special guest. Thank you, Mick, for doing that.
Shout out Mick Foley.
So, come on, guys, step it up.
If anybody cares, I'm still on his journey. So,
Angry Matt.
All right. Speaking of the commish, we are going to start week 6 in Dogtown, where the Dogtown Dobermans take on the Glasgow Gunslingers. It's 5-0 at 6-0, or at 0-5. Sorry. And Julio kicks it off for the Gunslingers, pouring in 33 as he comes back to play. James Conner pours in 17 for the Dobermans, but Jimmy G puts the Gunslingers on his back and scores 26. Gunslingers go to 6-0 as they beat the Dogtown Dobermans 287 to 150. And with that loss, we break our streak of the game of the week, getting rid of the eliminator. So the KDFL eliminator has taken out the Dogtown Dobermans.
Your team is not good. I mean, let's be honest here. They're not good.
Next up, we have the 0-5 Renegades going at the 2-3 Pharmacists. Kenyon Drake with a garbage touchdown kicks it off for the Renegades, scoring 28. Rob Gronkowski, of all people, leads the Pharmacist scorers with 19. T. Higgins continues an impressive rookie debut, pouring in 20. And the Renegades do it, boys. The Renegades get their first win of the year, as predicted by this podcast, winning decisively 240 to 208.
We all predicted that.
By this podcast.
Okay. All right.
My goodness, chip on his shoulder. Next up, we have the Kanawha County Kings at 1-4. 1-4, traveling to take on the Cross Vegas Gamblers at 3-2. Carson Wentz has a good comeback game against the Ravens. He scores 31. Kirk Cousins, even in his terrible 3-interception performance against Atlanta, still pours in 23. Buda Baker on Monday night pours in a whopping 27 points for a defensive player. And the Cross Vegas Gamblers improved to 4-2, and they win 247 to 177. Next up, we have the Hurricane Office Cats taking on Detroit's Elkview River Rats. Kyler Murray has a breakout performance on Monday night, scoring 31. Travis Kelce pours in 2 touchdowns for the River Rats as he scores 22. Ryan Fitzpatrick, in his farewell song to the Wampus Cats, pours in 19. And the Wampus Cats get the victory, 214 to 183. Next, we have our Knightsdale Dragons at 4-1, taking on the Charleston Methadones, sitting at 3-2. Derrick Henry has a monster game, scoring in 40. Kyle Allen, with everybody on bye for the Methadones, he was their main quarterback. He scores a whopping 17. Matt Ryan comes back true to form, scoring 36 for the Dragons, and the Dragons win, I believe, the high score of the week as well, 290 to 211. Finally, our game of the week features the 3-2 Montrose Mega Powers going to the 3-2 Marmette Midnight Riders, and Deshaun Watson and Brandon Cooks combined for 57 points for the Mega Powers, and Justin Jefferson, in an impressive garbage time, scores 40 points for the Midnight Riders, thus giving me a heart attack. Calvin Ridley keeps it consistent, scoring 18 for the Mega Powers. And the Mega Powers are victorious in their second game of the week performance this year, winning 216 to 193. And that is it, your Week 6 review. Recap.
Hey, congratulations, Phil, for being the highest scorer.
Yep.
We always like to
point out the high score.
We always like to call out the highest scorer of the week. So congratulations. We have never missed anybody when they're the highest scorer.
Not once.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Wait, okay. Detroit, you want to talk about our records after that week?
Yeah, well, we all went undefeated, 6-0. We thought it was a little boring because we all had the same picks, but just goes to show you we know our stuff.
Yeah.
Good job, both of you, and to myself.
Good job.
With that, Phil, you improved your overall record to 29-7. I am at 27-9, so I'm 2 games back. Brett, you there was a scoring correction from the week before, so you picked up another win, and going 6-0 this week, you are now tied with Phil at 29-7. So,
All
right. So that brings us week 7. Now,
let's do it.
Let's do it. Start us off. Let's start with what I'm looking at the slate right now. It's actually a very nice slate compared to the weeks past. So I'm going to start out with what I consider to be the most boring game of the slate. We got the 2-4 Poca Pharmacists taking on the 1-5 Kanawha County Kings. Corey, take it away. Or Phil. I always get this backwards. Tell me, one of you take it away.
Go ahead, Phil.
It's
Okay.
usually first.
I don't have much on this one. On the Kings side, really all I saw that he had going for him is Ronald Jones versus Vegas. They're last in the league against running backs in fantasy points. Other than that, not much going. He's the lowest scoring team in the league still, I think. So, and then the pharmacists, of course, are favored in 16 of the 19 matchups. He mostly has good matchups on his side. He's got Diggs against the Jets, who are 19th, and then Justin Jackson against the Jags, who are near the bottom. Cam Newton's facing the Niners. That could be a tough test. I still think he'll bounce back a little bit. I think the pharmacists are going to get a pretty easy win here.
All right. Detroit.
Yeah, and you're right, Brett. I usually do start it off, but I like switching it up.
When you kicked it to Phil, I was like, ah!
I like switching it up. Anyway,
Yep.
yeah, get this like 2 seconds before we started our podcast because I did zero
You
research.
don't have to tell us every week that you didn't prepare.
All right. Anyways, yeah, looking at this, he does have Cam Newton going against the Niners. I'm surprised he hasn't put Brady in his lineup yet because they're playing the Raiders. Matt, guess what? The Raiders are going down this week. So just stuff it. Whatever.
Stuff it.
I know. Such an old.
Stuff it.
Old man. Anyways,
Stuff it, sir.
stuff it. I could have went with sit on it, but nobody would know that unless you
Botsy.
Happy Days. Hey, nice. You got it. All right. Anyway.
Happy Days. I used to watch Happy Days.
Glad we're dating ourselves. Yeah, like Phil said, the only offensive thing that he has the advantage right now is Jones over Edmonds, and that's kind of close. I think that the pharmacists are going to win this one pretty easy. I've said it before. The Kings are struggling, especially without CMC, which is, he's talking about trading McCaffrey. We should probably touch on that later. Yep. But, yeah, I'm liking the pharmacists this week.
Yeah, it's pharmacist. The Kings are in a full teardown mode. So, we'll see. I don't even like Ronald Jones that much ahead of Chase Edmonds, but I do see Ronald Jones has had 2 back-to-back good weeks. But Chase Edmonds, I know Drake got that garbage touchdown. He might be looking better. I really think, for whatever reason, I like Chase Edmonds more than Kenyon Drake. So hopefully he gets that opportunity. Yeah, I am going pharmacist in this one. Next up, this one should be fun. It just looks like a fun game. The 0-6 Dogtown Dobermans looking to get their first win, taking on the newly in the win column 1-5 Roxalana Renegades. Take it away.
Take it away, me?
Yes.
All right. Well, of course the Renegades had to win last week and ruin this 0-6 matchup.
Yeah.
It would have been great.
It would have been really good.
The game of the week.
See.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have had to been in the week. Yeah, the Renegades, they get the lines back this week, so that's good. He should score some points. Stafford gets the Falcons. Well, all of his lines get the Falcons, which, that should allow some points. Then on the other side, the Dobermans do have some good matchups, though. He's got Allen against the Jets for 14th, and then Roethlisberger against the Titans for 25th. That could be a high-scoring game, a sneaky high-scoring game, maybe. But I think the Renegades are going to get 2 wins in a row this week. I think they're going to beat the Dobermans.
Nice. All right. Well, I was looking at this, and I think Josh Allen's going to bounce back. He's had, like Brett said earlier, a couple questionable games the last couple of weeks. I think he bounces back against the Jets. I've talked about the Renegades and how they're 2 Lions heavy. He's got Stafford, Swift, Galladay, and Hawkinson. While they're good players, there's just too many starters for one team. I do think they will score because I think the game against Atlanta is going to be a shootout. I like, for the Dobermans, I do, like I said, Allen. I like Connor. And my boy ODB, Beckham, going against Cincinnati. I think he'll have a decent game. I don't know why, but I'm going with the Dobermans. I think it's going to be a close game. I think he's just going to etch it out. Might be even like a defensive player might have like a big game.
Yeah. This one's tough. Josh Allen should bounce back against the Jets, obviously, but I'm worried that they won't need him to. Like I'm worried like they'll get up and he'll just kind of take the foot off the gas. I do like Pittsburgh going at Tennessee. That's going to be a higher scoring game than I think most people might think. I don't know that the Lions and Falcons will be crazy high scoring that you would think, but
You haven't watched the defense.
well, yeah, but I mean, yeah. Looking at this, I know he has a ton of Lions players, but they do have the matchup that works for them. So this is tough, actually. I'm going to go with the Renegades. Give me the Renegades over the Dobermans this week. All right, now before we get into our juicy matchups, we have two more. We have two more. All right, next up, the 3-3 Marmot Midnight Riders traveling to Hurricane to take on the 3-3 Wampus Cats. I don't know why I like to do that every time, but I do. Phil, what we see here?
Yeah, the Midnight Riders have some really good matchups this week too. Teddy Bridgewater's looking great so far this season. He's got the Saints who are 31 or 31st against quarterbacks. Slayton and Allen are both questionable though, so that could be an issue. If they play, I think they'll have some good matchups. Tyreek Hill against the Broncos, 23rd, and DJ Shark against the Chargers for 20th. Those should all be some pretty good matchups. I think Mayfield's going to struggle again. I mean, he's facing a decent defense, but he just hasn't looked great recently. Then on the other side for the Wampus Cats, his running backs are not looking great. He's got Bell. I'm not sure how much time he's going to get for the Chiefs. I think Detroit earlier was saying probably about 30% of the carries. I don't know if that's going to be good enough unless he gets some touchdowns to score a lot of points. And Devontae Freeman, he's got a tough matchup against the Eagles too. And he's looked okay, but not great. But, I mean, his quarterbacks and receiver matchups are just really good. He's got Murray against the Seahawks. I think it's the Seahawks. I can't tell what I wrote there. Yeah, Seahawks. Then he's got Justin Herbert. He's facing the 20th defense. And, of course, he's got Devontae and Hopkins. They're facing some really good matchups against the Texans and the Packers, vice versa. So I think they're going to put up some good numbers at quarterback and wide receiver. I think the Wampus Cats are going to get the win here.
Yeah, Phil, you said that Bridgewater's been great. He had a really bad game last week. He only had 6 fantasy points against the Bears.
Yeah, I forgot after I said that. I forgot that happened.
I don't like the Midnight Riders as running backs. I'm not a huge fan of those. He does have Tyreek Hill who will score points. Chark. I don't like his linebackers are pretty good. I just think, like Phil said, the matchups for the wide receivers and the quarterbacks for the Wampus Cats is just too big this week. I think this one goes to the Wampus Cats by 25 points.
Yeah, to me, there's a lot of ugly in this game. Ugly running backs. Some bad wide receiver situation for the Midnight Riders with Chark against the Chargers, and on the other side you have Cole against the Chargers. The Chargers defense is not a joke. So to me, it comes down simply to Murray and Adams getting Seattle. If they're behind, they're going to put up some points to come back, and Adams getting the Texans. So for that reason, I'm also going with the Wampus Cats to get back in the winning record column at 4-3. All right. Next up, the Cross Vegas Gamblers at 4-2 travel to Montrose to take on the 4-2 beloved Montrose Mega Powers.
Yeah, I didn't realize the Gamblers had as much like Vikings exposure as they do.
They do.
You got Madison and Cook both on a bye this week, so that could be a problem. Leonard Fournette's questionable, which he doesn't get a lot of carries. I think with Ronald Jones there anyways. And also Adam Thielen on a bye, of course. And then his other running backs are Jerick McKinnon, James White, and J.D. McKissick. Not great. He has some pretty bad matchups across the board, actually. Almost his entire offense is facing a top 10 defense. Then on the other side, for your Mega Powers, you've got some really good matchups. You got Gurley and his one leg against the Lions. I got to say it every time. Sorry. David Johnson versus the Packers, who are near the bottom against the run. Antonio Gibson versus the Cowboys, and then Ridley and Hooper. They have some good matchups as well. I think, with that said, I think the Mega Powers are going to get the win here. I think they're going to get a win this week.
All right. Yeah. let's see. For the Mega Powers, I saw the Cooks finally came around. He had a big game.
Yeah, so back again.
So maybe he's starting to get it together. I do like your running back situation this week. Gibson against the Cowboys. Cowboys defense is terrible. I like Johnson against the Packers. And of course, I actually do like Gurley against the Lions. The Lions can't stop anything on the run. So your quarterbacks, I like Watson, but I'm not a fan of Dalton, even though I don't know, like Washington, they're not good, but they do get after their quarterback.
Yeah.
They can.
Sean.
So as for the gamblers, like Phil said, he has some Vikings on there, but I think Thomas is going to play this week for the Saints, so I think he can throw him in there for Thielen. That should help. Other than that, his linebacker situation is better than yours, Brett. But I still think you have too much this week. And you started out 0-2, didn't you? So now you're going to have a chance to go 5 straight weeks with a W. Impressive.
I would
so
like.
I thought
you were done.
I'm taking your team this week.
Sorry, I thought you were done. I would like the fine producers of this podcast to go back and find the tape of when I was in my second game of the year. I said, look at the schedule, boys. I'm going to go, if I lose this game, I'm going to go 4-2. I have LeVar balled it into existence. That's where we're at right now. Look, his team is pretty hurt by this Vikings bye week. We all know that. The power of this team is the Thielen, Lamb, and Michael Thomas wide receiver trio. Daniel Jones gets the Eagles. The Eagles defense is solid. I don't know. A key thing for this week, and we'll get this to in a later game, is what does Bill Belichick, how does he scheme against the Niners? Does he try to take away the run, or does he try to take away Kittle? And I think that's going to have a big impact on a lot of this fantasy production. Real quick, Todd Gurley update. What do you think he's at, Detroit?
I think he's 12 or 13.
He's 14th right now, according to our stats here. So he's right there at it. It's going to be awesome.
They haven't had a bye yet, though, have they?
No, they haven't had their bye. I believe it comes in week 10. So, yeah, we're going to need some padding there.
The stats when I was looking earlier, I was like, well, wait a minute. I was like, oh, okay. Some of these guys have had byes.
Right. Of course. But there's also been a ton of injury to the running back position with Barkley, CMC, and so on. So with all that being said, of course I'm going Mega Powers in this game, boys. Gonna rattle off number 5. 5-2 Mega Powers. All right. Now, here's the issue this week. We have a little bit of a conundrum. We have what would almost always be the game of the week when 2 of our podcast mates are both in the winning ways and are going up against each other. So we have the 4-2 River Rats at the 5-1 Nightstale Dragons, but we also have a battle for a very city's soul. So the last chance for Dunbar against the Glasgow Gunslingers rests in the Charleston Methadones, sitting at 3-3, going against the 6-0 Gunslingers. So we have the eraser. This is the scientific way to do this. We have the eraser. This side will be the podcast. The blank side will be Gunslingers and Methadones. Let's see which one. They're both game of the week. We're going to have a dual game of the week this week. It's like a co-main event. Which game do we talk about first? Podcast game.
All right.
Talked about first. So, Elkview River Rats, Nightstale Dragons. Take it away, Phil.
Well, the River Rats, of course, Detroit knows he has Lamar on a bye this week, so that's pretty big for me. I've gotten pretty lucky on the buys recently. But he only has one guy facing a top 10 defense in fantasy, and that's Darrell Henderson versus the Bears. Rodgers has a really good matchup with the Texans. If the Texans can actually – well, they scored last week against the Titans, so this could be a high-scoring game if Rodgers can get his shit together. Oh, can I say that word? Whoops. So he should put up some good points here. On the other side, I have some pretty tough matchups. Derrick Henry is facing the number 1 fantasy run defense in the Steelers. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is facing the Broncos, who are 3rd, and Le'Veon Bell could eat into his carries and production. Robert Woods is facing the Bears. I think it's the Bears. I scribbled a lot this week.
It is.
Okay, they're 4th. And then Will Fuller is facing the Packers, of course, who are actually pretty decent against receivers. But I have some good matchups with my quarterback, Ryan. He's facing, as we said earlier, the Lions and the Falcons. That could be a high-scoring game since both teams suck. I think I have to score a lot of points. And then the most important player this week playing for me that could seal the deal, Eric Ebron, Detroit's favorite player,
Eric Ebron
facing the
revenge game.
Titans, who are 24th against the tight ends. I'm going to go with the Dragons here to get the win over the River Rats.
Yeah, I figured you were going to do that. But, this week hurt me. I lose, like you said, Lamar. You lose Phillip Rivers. I think you won that trade-off.
I think so, yeah.
I
Yeah.
do get Carson and Metcalf this week. Not having the week hurt me. They score a ton, and I think they're going to score against Arizona. I still like Henderson against the Bears. I think Rodgers has a big game against the Texans. Kelsey's always good. I do have John Brown right now as my other offensive position. I don't know if I'm going to stick with that. We'll see. You do have some good matchups. Aaron Jones got kind of shut down last week, didn't he, against the Bucks? So I don't think they'll be able to do that again. But I don't see Henry going off on the Steelers. So with that said, I'm doing something a little different this week. I am bringing out all the guns. I'm bringing out a black cat. The black cat to curse you, Phil. So, I am taking the River Rats, and we're taking you down.
And it is almost Halloween. That's good job.
All right. So, looking at this game, you guys pretty much summed it up. I do. We'll see. It's interesting to see what Chase Claypool can do if he can keep it going. That's been pretty wild to see that it actually sustained for another week. Is John Brown supposed to play?
Yeah, he played this past week. He just didn't have any catches. They threw a couple deep balls to him.
Yeah, that's usually he's the boomer bust. I just like Phil's matchups too much. Aaron Jones, Clyde Edwards. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Dragons.
It's like we say in Detroit. Detroit versus everybody. Bring it.
Yeah, I'm going with the Dragons to get the win. So far, me and Phil haven't differed on a pick yet, I don't think. So, yeah, I am going with the Nightdale Dragons. Now, in our final, our doubleheader, our late 10 p.m. game of the week, we have the Charleston Methadones and the Glasgow Gunslingers.
Yeah, well, this is a high-scored matchup. You got the Gunslingers who are first in scoring. And did you guys know? I didn't notice this. I haven't paid attention all season, but the Methadones are second in scoring.
Wow.
That came out of nowhere.
I realize the Methadones.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I didn't know that until I looked it up.
Would think if they take the most points, they would have a better record. That's pretty surprising.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I mean the Gunslingers.
Wait. I have breaking news for the podcast. I have just been received across my desk right now. This is awesome to get to do this on the podcast. We have the deal for CMC.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy. Please tell me it's not the Gunslingers.
It is. CMC is going to the Charleston Methadones.
Oh.
Wow.
Here is
That's
the
still a
deal.
pretty bad spot.
Here's the deal. Christian McCaffrey for Kareem Hunt, Evan Ingram, a 2021 first and third rounder, a 2022 first and second rounder.
Wow.
Okay, so wait. Are any of those guys in his lineup?
Kareem Hunt is surely in his lineup.
No.
It looks like he's already switched it up.
Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't really affect too much. Oh, it doesn't even need defensive. I don't know. Anyways, all right. Woo!
There it is on the pod. Christian McCaffrey, Charleston Methadone.
Wow. Breaking news. I love it.
I love it.
All right.
Go ahead, Phil.
Well, I guess he didn't want Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but whatever. I thought he'd be better than Kareem Hunt. But, okay. I don't even know what I'm talking about now.
I was rattled.
I am rattled.
Ah!
Let's see. Okay. the Gunslingers. He's just got some really really tough matchups this week. He's got Zeke against the Washington football team, who they're really good up front, so that could be a tough game. And they just haven't looked good recently. Cup against the Bears, who are a top defense as well. Kittle could be a tough matchup against the Patriots, and then of course Jimmy G against the Patriots as well. Then Joe Mixon's questionable, so who knows if he's going to play. Then on the other side, he doesn't have McCaffrey yet, so that's a good thing. He won't play this week at least. His quarterbacks, Russ and Carr, have some tough matchups, but they've looked good pretty much against anybody, so I don't really see that being a problem. And Kamara has a really good matchup against the Panthers. He should put up some big points again. Like I said, he's second in scoring. I didn't know that again. I'm going to go with the Methadones to maybe, I guess it's considered an upset since it's 6-0 versus 3-3. I think they're going to get the win against the Gunslingers here, though. Give them their first loss.
Now, Brett, can you say the trade again? I just want to take this in. I know you said.
Let me get it here. I know. It is Evan Ingram and Kareem Hunt, and then it's 4 picks: 2021 first and third, 2022 first and second. Yes.
I feel like the picks are good, but I'm not really sure about the players, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Trade easy.
Yeah.
I don't like the situation because Hunt, he kind of splits with Nick Chubb. So I'm not a big fan of that. Ingram is Ingram. He's okay. Yeah. I mean, whatever. Now
we
you
have
got
2 teams now that are going to have a loaded. And it's how I won. I mean, I won my championship with Gurley, Johnson, and McCoy. So this is how you do it. You have 2 teams now with loaded 3-headed attacks at running back. He's now going to have Kamara, Jacobs, and McCaffrey. So,
I mean, have you seen my running backs?
Yeah, your one running back just decided to start the year right now. Last game.
Yeah, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah, but Henry, Jones, who's your third?
Clyde Edwards.
Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah, that's another good one.
Okay, can I get to my pick now? Or?
No,
yeah, you asked me to recount the trade.
Okay. Anyways, like you said, the Methadones don't have CMC yet, but that is going to be nice. Kamara, CMC, and Jacobs. And having Davis as the handicap is always good too.
Handcuff, not a handicap, but that's close.
Whatever.
It's not a wheelchair.
I'm surprised he didn't have to give up A.J. Brown or something like that in that trade.
I believe, based on my interviews, A.J. Brown was a non-starter.
Wow.
But it's for Christian McCaffrey, though. So.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to get something. Anyway, of course, Matt bullying his way, doing whatever he wants. No, I'm just kidding. As going back to this week, I do like Wilson for the Methadones. Kamara's always going to get a bunch of dump-off passes because Breeze can't throw the ball farther than 5 yards. Jacobs is going against Tampa Bay, though. That Tampa Bay defense looked legit last week, so I don't know if I like the Jacobs and Carr matchup against Tampa Bay. As for the Gunslingers, Mahomes is Mahomes. Zeke should bounce back against the Washington football team. George Kittle is just a beast. What can you say? And I like the Gunslingers defense. So I'm actually going to go with the Gunslingers this week. I know they're not – I think they're the underdog in this.
It's 7 points right now. Yeah, 7-point underdog. Yeah. So
I'm going with the defending champ, the Commish, the Glasgow Gunslingers.
Okay, so when I'm looking at this, I hate the Gunslingers' offensive matchups. Cleveland against Mixon. Mixon's already having kind of a rough go. He's had a couple great weeks, but that pass rush for Cleveland's not a joke. It's their secondary that's bad. Also, same thing for Washington. We just talked about how they get after the quarterback. They are also very good against the run. So I don't know what Zeke's going to do. And again, same thing for the LA Chargers and James Robinson. So I like Julio getting the Lions. Cooper Kupp against the Bears, that's not easy, and Cooper Kupp's coming off his worst game of the year. I think the Belichick is going to work to take away Kittle as best you can, so I don't like that either. I do like a lot of the matchups for the Methadones with Kamara, with Robbie Anderson. The secondary for the Saints is garbage. Tyler Lockett, same thing in Arizona. AJ Brown's might have a tough week in Pittsburgh, but then again, he also starts and ends with Russell Wilson. This team, so unless Jeremy gets some heavy-duty defensive points, which is very possible, I am going with the Charleston Methadones to dethrone the Glasgow Gunslingers.
All right. Looks good.
All right. Me and Phil did not differ on a single daggone pick.
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
Oh, well.
No, not really.
All right. So, Detroit,
Okay, I'm going to
recap our locks of the week.
First I want to touch on that. All three of us lost. So we just weren't good. I know I took Green Bay. They did not win. You took the Vikings, didn't you, Brett?
Yes, it did. Reverse juju worked, but did not work for my luck.
Bill, what was your pick?
I don't remember.
The Rams.
Oh,
Minus 3.5. This week, I'm looking at this, and there's a lot on here that I don't like.
yeah.
But for whatever reason, I want to take shots at Matt this week for some reason. I don't know why. He's my fellow, political partner, that I do like him for that stuff. But this week, I'm taking Tampa Bay. Right now, the line says minus 3.5 against Vegas. Vegas is coming off. Didn't they have a big win? I know they beat the Chiefs a couple weeks ago. Did they have a bye?
They beat the Saints in week 2, yeah.
So they're running high. Everyone's big on them. So I'm going against them. So I'm going to take that. I have a bonus. I think we should do a bonus pick this week, Brett. Me and you, our teams.
All right.
We can do straight up. I think the Falcons are minus 2.5 right now.
Yeah.
Let's do a little side bet.
All right.
Let's make it. I'm taking the Lions. You take your Falcons.
Uh-huh.
And
It's news to me right now. So what's happening?
I don't know. I'm just making this up on the fly.
Okay.
But the winner has to next week.
I like it.
I don't know. Start off the show by talking how great about the other team and how great the other person is as a person in general.
I don't know if the Falcons have a fight song.
Oh, I know the Lions do.
I know that because you sing it all the time.
Forward down the field, another team.
All right, so we'll do that as a contingency. I see an Atlanta Falcons fight song here. If I can get it and get the words, we'll do what you want to do. Talk good about the team and the other person as a contingency. But first thing I want to do is sing the fight song of the other team. If the Atlanta Falcons win is pretty good.
Lead off the show with it.
Yeah, lead off the show with it. Oh, you might just rap "Welcome to Atlanta."
Yeah,
welcome to Atlanta where the players play. Yes. All right, nice. Anything else?
Yeah. With that, you guys have a great week, and Brett, you suck.
Oh, I'm pumped for this bet now. Come on, Falcon. All right, Phil. How can the people get a hold of us? Give us your lock of the week. All that fun jazz.
Yeah, as always, they can call or text 901-609-KDFL. They can send us a message that way. They can follow all of us on Twitter, me at Phil Ruxy. They can follow Detroit at Detroit8374. They can follow you at BrettStill2, and they can follow the show at KDFL Podcast. And I was going to go, actually, that game with my lock of the week, but since you guys are doing that, I'm going to change it up a little bit. So on the fly, I'm going to go with the Rams again, minus 5.5 against the Bears. Going to go with that as my lock 2 weeks in a row.
You're done in that game. The Lions and the Falcons game.
What?
I'm curious. He said he was going to go with the Lions and Falcons game.
I was going to go Falcons. It was minus 3 when I looked at it.
Yeah.
So.
I got 2.5 now. Did you do how to get a hold of us? No.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah.
Listen
All
to
right.
the.
Well, I was looking for. Okay, so my lock of the week. Going to rebound this week. Going to take the Cowboys. I got them getting a point at Washington.
I have a pick 'em.
Everybody is down on them. They're going to fight. They're going to. I guess it is the pick 'em. Everybody's down on them. They're taking a lot of crap this week. If they have any soul at all, they're going to bounce back against a bad Washington team. So I'm going to take the Cowboys and the pick 'em. So for Jonathan Detroit Haynes, for Mr. Phil Ruxy, I'm Brett Steele, and we will see you next week on the KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast.
Forward down the field.